All right. What's up, everyone? Today, June 18th, we're going to go over our trades, really quick trades. I only took one trade on this one stock, BDRX. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Maurice. I'm a beginner day trader, and I'm going to show you guys that you guys don't need a big size to start off. You guys can start off with a cash account, and you guys can continuously grow it with consistency and improvement of your trades. So to start off, BDRX popped up on the scanner. So on the stock quote, we actually had that they had a milestone for type 1 diabetes. Diabetes is really, really big in terms of biotech. So if there's any big breakthroughs, I noticed, at least with these common diseases like diabetes is very, very common, typically going to be a good catalyst. And BDRX met all the stock criteria. It was a bit cheap, but I have traded this in the past and I felt confident. Saw the news headline. I instantly punched in the first buy order as soon as it made this new high right here in this area, and I kept buying. I was in around 1300 share position, and I didn't sell up until around this level. I was already up a lot on the day of $180 ish on the day. I bought in again at another dip, so I bought it really quick. Guys, this took me like less than a minute, less than 2 minutes. I punched in my orders around here, and I sold around here just because typically with penny stocks, you don't really want to hold. I was looking for a break. Look at the 1 minute. The 1 minute was trying to make new highs. It was trying to push towards it, then rejected at 170. I didn't get all the way at the top. It's very impossible to sell at the very, very top, but I still made lots of profit. So I'm looking at the 1 minute, 10 second, and on the 10 second, it's going really fast. You know, guys, this is very quick. You're not going to have that much time to react. I try to get in. I'm trying to hit my buy order, but sometimes my order is not being filled. So I have to go hit cancel, and I have to go buy it again. Sometimes that can be a bit delayed. And hopefully with DOS Trader, once I start making more income, I can start using that. So that way I can punch in just one big order instead of hitting buy, because that takes time. It's better when I can punch in one big order, and then it saves me less slippage too, instead of having to buy 100 shares at a time. So I'm having to click 13 times if I'm buying in 100 shares each. So remember, I'm buying at the ask, not the bid. The ask will get me in first, but still there's a lot of people getting in before me. So either way, it was really big trade. I took a big size in the beginning, sold up at top, bought another pull back down, and then sold slightly for a bit higher profit on the last trade. So we'll look on the calendar. On the calendar, we're going to see a total of 196. I made a total of 196. That is a record-breaking day. So I'm really proud of that. The first trade was 183. I was in at 1,100 shares. And then this trade was $13 winner. I know it's this volume 2200, but this is the total volume that I traded. I bought in at 1,100 shares initially, and then I sold 1,100 shares. The next one at 401 was 200 shares, and then I sold another 200. So this was within the first minute. You know, I honestly left a lot of profit on the table, but you can see my entries. My entries were around here, 195. I honestly should have been able to hold a little bit higher. Had I held higher, honestly, this would have been a lot higher, 600, 500. You're taking 1,000 share position. Every 10 cents is $100. I was already in. I was trying to get 20 cents to at least get 200, but you know, I'm still in that phase where I'm not too comfortable holding because I don't want to lose so much. You know, I have to get better at doing that, and that's one of the things I want to work on next month. Right now, it's setting up the base, setting up my consistency. I'm still getting close to about 20 cents. I tried to get that, but I sold off a little bit early. So you can see right here, I sold off really early, actually really, really early. Honestly, if I held another minute, I would have been up $400 or $500. But I'm not mad. This was a record-breaking day. Like, this is really good, you know. As you can see, I was getting a lot of slippage. My shares were not complete. You can see 45, 30, 25. Like, these shares were being sold off very not at 100 shares. They were not sold off at exactly 100 shares. Sometimes it was. But, you know, I was still getting some slippage, and this thing was running up. So for next time, maybe I can be a bit more patient. If I can a little bit more patient, I can really squeeze up to that 20 cents, sell half, and then I can let the rest go and see where that goes. The next trade was the next minute afterwards. Either way, the green is green. We made a huge day, huge dent in our profits, or not dent, but we added a bunch to our profits. So you see, I got it at 136, 401. I ideally should have sold off here. Had I sold off around here, it would have been 200, 250. But you know, it's never going to be that ideal. It's so easy to say I could have, should have, would have, but when you're in this position, when you don't have a lot of money to work with, you need to, you know, take your profits. Take your profits on what is, you know, new, what is good for you. For me, I started off with a daily goal of $20, and then my trades started turning out to be a lot higher, around 70 to 100, 196. This was a big jump from my previous trades, as we can see on the calendar. We'll go right over here. Yeah, 196, 35, 57, 77, 123, 123, 119, and right here, 196. We're up $800 on the month. It was really good. We're already ahead of schedule. That's what I want. Tomorrow, the stock market is closed, and we have Friday, and we'll take it slow Friday. We're not gonna give back our profits. We got to take it slow Friday. $20. This, I'm okay with $20. It'll put me ahead the goal of it'll put me ahead of $250 goal weekly. So look at this chart, and you know, really, you could have taken any trade within this area and still made some profit, but it's not as easy as it seems. This is very, very quick. You're not going to get in as expected. So while I'm looking at this, I'm like, okay, what's the news? Looking at the daily chart, 200 moving average, $8. I see the float to 500, 1,000, almost 600,000 shares float. I'm like, okay, this can run pretty heavily, but it did have a top of 183 for the day, and it honestly sold off until then and just kept selling off more and more. So you really have to capture these moves in the beginning. If you don't capture this in the beginning, it's really hard to get in, but you can definitely get in some small winners, like base hits. What I consider as a base hit is after this initial pullback, you have to look for that reversal. You don't get in when it's going down, because it can continue going down. And I also have another issue finding that reversal sometimes. I'm like, okay, when is this next reversal? This is a reversal. Bottoming tail, red candle. That's a reversal. Bottoming green, even better. Reversal, because it did make an attempt to push towards this high right here, but there was some resistance around 175. So say you had bought in here at this pullback, and you sold off maybe around 159. That would have been good. That's still profit. Pulls back again, buy, sell maybe closer around here, but you can see it instantly rejected, so the chances of you selling at this top is really, really hard. Pulled back again, dipped, pulled back again, popped up, pulled back, popped up, but wasn't really anything extravagant. So you do have to be careful with these micro pullbacks, especially after, you know, a big move like this. Yeah, it's very, honestly, the stock behavior can vary. You just got to be careful. Always try to get the initial move. The initial move is always the strongest. Most of the time, it's going to be the strongest. It's stronger when it pushes past this new high and it goes up to these unimaginable price levels, and you're just sitting there like, wow, why didn't I take that trade? But just comes with practice, and over time you'll get better. And look at what this consistency has brought me. A new record day, gonna be a new record month, and I gotta just take it slow Friday. Next week, just be cautious not to give profit. Tomorrow we get a break, so tomorrow I can sleep in. Cool. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's insight. Yeah, that's pretty much about it. Take care. Thank you.